That is right, my friends. You are listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Hope you had a great weekend. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining us, and lots of exciting things happening here. And we'll get into those as the show unfolds. Today, we have Obama's 60th birthday party. Oh, sorry. Trending on Twitter is a hashtag that says Obama variant of COVID-19. There's been some video released. There wasn't supposed to be any pictures or video from the Obama birthday party bash on Martha's Vineyard, that $12 million or whatever it was estate on Martha's Vineyard, which, by the way, the left tells us Martha's Vineyard's about to be underwater, but Obama is not concerned enough with that, the rising sea levels, did not prevent him from purchasing this property, which, by the way, I mean, on the one hand, good for them. On the other hand, I just don't... There's something wrong. Someone like Trump makes his money before going into politics, and then others, both parties, by the way, making money, getting wealthy when they're quote-unquote public servants. That is, of course, another thing altogether, in my opinion. We're created a system here where folks can get wealthy off of their quote-unquote public service, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. But Obama has a big birthday bash. Now we've got trending on Twitter, hashtag Obama variant of COVID-19. So basically the story is Obama was going to host this big birthday bash. I forget how many people at first. I think it was 700. I could be wrong on the exact number, but I think I remember reading early on 700 people were going to be attending his 60th birthday party at Martha's Vineyard. And once, folks caught wind of this and they realized where we are, or where the left or where certain politicians want to, people think we are with COVID. I don't want to, again, just trying to set the stage here without getting bogged down in all these caveats, all these areas we could run down and talk about, but how COVID is being framed today, whether real or whether over-exaggerated, I don't want to talk about that at the moment. Just that's the framework we're talking about these things within. Obama has his this birthday party. A lot of people come. There's a COVID coordinator, by the way, and the COVID coordinator was asking people to, I believe, take a test, a COVID test. You could come if you have a negative test. You did not have to be vaccinated, which somewhat did surprise me. But of course, the assumption is, as the New York Times reporter, which I got a soundbite from that, a New York Times reporter says that some people think that this crowd, hey, this is a sophisticated crowd, so of course they got vaccinated. The only people that aren't vaccinated are morons and Trump supporters. This is, again, what the perception is. Well, it actually was reported by a New York Times reporter who was talking about the people she had spoken with on Martha's Vineyard. She says that is something that she had heard. And so there was pressure on the Obamas for this big birthday party, this bash, and they cut back on the number of people that they were inviting, which is interesting to me because then some people say they didn't cut back anything, but I did see, according to some report on television, I think I saw it online somewhere here, but I saw David Letterman got his invitation. He was uninvited, I guess. He apparently didn't make the cut. There were a couple of others too, but also a lot of Obama staffers. So people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're going, but people that David Axelrod was one that was supposedly cut. I don't know who was cut and who wasn't. I don't know if that actually even took place, but the political pressures were so so much that they said, hey, we're going to cut this down so that we won't have too many people. Remember, what's going on here is we're talking about returning to masks and social distancing and all this stuff, forced vaccinations in some extreme circumstances, vaccine passports, all this stuff happening. We can't get around, maybe it's time we isolate ourselves again. We're not allowed to see anyone but those people in our house. This is, again, a repeat of what we did last spring of 2020. Lockdowns, all this stuff being talked about. Is this the direction we're headed? What about schools? Schools are starting back up again. Masks, all this stuff, right? And in the background, that's in the foreground. But then suddenly this Obama birthday party pops up. And none of these rules were followed. In fact, from the leaked video, you can see Obama up on stage. You can see other people there. No one's wearing a mask. No one's social distancing. And then the rest of us who pay attention to stuff like this, and we try to reconcile what we're told, right? So the whole picture is crazy. The people who flew in to Martha's Vineyard from God only knows where on private jets, creating emissions that they tell us are going to sink the island of Martha's Vineyard, where the party is being held, right? They fly in from who knows where. Carbon emissions. Carbon's going to heat the planet. Heating of the planet's going to disrupt the way that nature works. There's going to be more rain. There's going to be more storms. There's going to be polar ice caps melting. All this stuff's going to cause Martha's Vineyard, ultimately because of the melting, the warming, to go underwater. And even if it doesn't go underwater, it's going to be wiped out by some massive Category 5 hurricane or something, maybe even a Category 6. We may have to create a new category of hurricane because of man's pollution using, things like private jets. But none of that matters. None of that matters. COVID doesn't matter. Once you get inside the house of former President Barack Obama, once you get there, once you get off your private jet, those things don't matter because you are now amongst the elite. This is the biggest, well, not the biggest, but one of the biggest beefs that people have, rank and file, average Americans have with radical leftism. These folks love to tell you what to do. They love it. They love to tell me what to do. They love to micromanage our lives. They love to give us a list of things we have to do to appease them, to make sure that we're not at war with Mother Nature. A whole list of things, behaviors with COVID. Can I shake hands? Can I be 5.5 feet? No, you can't be within 5.5 feet. You got to be 6 feet away from someone else. What if I'm healthy? What if I have antibodies? Oh, no, you still got to get the vaccine, right? In fact, when you get the vaccine, and look, if you get the vaccine, great. That's your prerogative. I'm just saying the pressures here. We know where the pressures are. This is undeniable. If you do get the vaccine, you better have a picture of yourself getting the vaccine, and you better post it on Twitter, and you better use the appropriate hashtags, and you better thank Biden, but probably Obama too, by extension, for saving us from COVID-19. If there's a new outbreak of COVID-19, you blame someone else. It can't be the president this time. It's probably still Trump's fault for all we know. This is the kind of talk and rhetoric that comes from this group of elitists. And when you watch their behavior, it is precisely the antithesis, the opposite of what they tell us to do. They preach, right? I mean, this is undeniable. This is undeniable. They, of course, can use private jets because they're important. I'm reminded of Mayor Lori Lightfoot of Chicago, who had to get her hair cut while the rest of the people in Chicago could not, because she had to look good. She has to be on TV news. She has to look good when she's out there in the media. Why can't the average people just understand this? Right? Nancy Pelosi. You look at all these jokers that broke their COVID rules. And by the way, Republicans too. I've said it before. Governor Holcomb here in this state, I mean, it was cool for him to go down to Brown County, but the rest of us could not go because of restrictions on camping. Yes, there's a governor's residence down there. So it's not a 100% equal comparison. But the fact of the matter is, rules apply to everybody else. Remember the picture of Holcomb? I don't really particularly care about someone's political party. I'm talking here about the hypocrisy, the double standard. Make sure you stay 5 feet, hunker down. We're all in this together. All these catchphrases that they'll say in the media. But the second the cameras are off, they're out there doing things that they're precisely telling us not to do. Just had the D.C. Mayor Brewer back here just a week or two ago, hours before her new mask policy went into effect. What is she doing? She's out at a wedding inside without a mask. A double mask. Maybe she should have doubled mask. Maybe if she double masked, it would make up for her having no mask. Because that's something I'm sure Fauci would tell us that. If you didn't wear a mask yesterday, if you wear 2 today, that will equal out, and that will average out to cancel that stupid decision you made to not wear a mask. And by the way, there's also a former Biden transition. I don't know what you call this guy. I've got a soundbite from him saying that masks don't work anyway. Someone from Biden's, he's not from the administration, but he was part of the transition team. So all this stuff going on, right? Obama variant on trending on Twitter. You've got, just the hypocrisy, the double standard. And this is what liberalism is at its core. And it's such an illustrative point to make. I mean, it is at the core the main problem with liberalism. The main problem with liberalism is that it's based upon feelings. It is not based upon logic. It says, ooh, I don't like that, and so the government do something about it. And so you've got a bunch of willing people who step in to say, we're willing to fix it. We'll tell you how to live your life. And of course, they don't change one bit. In fact, they oftentimes live extravagantly beyond, which I have no problem with, so long as the extravagance that they're living comes from their own personal productivity and not from getting rich off of the federal government, which of course happens at an alarming rate. People go into Washington, D.C. without much wealth. They come out wealthy, connected, set for life, right? All sorts of benefits, all sorts of book deals, all sorts of ambassadorships lined up. It's one of the reasons I would support term limits. I know some of you are, and that's fine. I still think term limits only address the symptom. The real problem is that we have a disengaged voting population, generally speaking. Now, it's becoming more and more engaged, but it's also becoming more and more deceived by certain places in the media. But nonetheless, having a term limit is not going to eradicate these people because they travel kind of in flocks. I mean, if one of them can no longer run for office, it's going to be his buddy, his nephew, her cousin, her best friend, her campaign manager. And then when that person gets elected, they're going to appoint the person who no longer can run to be ambassador to Japan or whatever, right? Some sort of position where they can continue to, I don't know, look down their noses at Americans, micromanage our lives, preach to us one thing and do exactly the opposite. But this birthday bash, and I got no problem. Obama can invite anybody he wants to his birthday. It's just, again, the hypocrisy of this. The hypocrisy of this is so much. Meanwhile, Fauci's out there talking about Sturgis. He's worried about, the Sturgis variant. He's worried about 700,000 people there, but of course that's much bigger than Obama's. But that's outside. Sturgis is outside. The rally or the birthday party at Obama's is inside. I mean, again, trying to make sense of all this through the eyes of the media is just too much to do sometimes. So wanted to share that off the top. President Obama, 60 years old. Former President Obama, 60 years old. Birthday bash. David Letterman lost his invitation, I guess. And so did David Axelrod. And so did other Obama staffers. Meanwhile, Jay-Z, Beyonce, I don't know who half these. I don't follow entertainment. So when I start reading names and looking at these performers, I don't know who they are. And I kind of consider that a good thing in many instances once I look them up. In fact, one of the songs performed, I can't even play for you. I'm so tempted. I wish I could. I would have to bleep so many words, you would not even know what it was. It's called Birthday B. We'll just say that. Birthday B. It's a 5-letter word that follows birthday. That was a song that was performed this weekend at Obama's birthday party. Birthday. I can't say it. It's a terrible song. Anyway, I got to take a break. Quick timeout is in order. You're listening to Conservative Not Better Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, Care to Change, and Interior Construction Services by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Were you surprised by your tax return last year? Did you get a large refund, or worse, did you have to pay more than you thought to the IRS? Or maybe you just got a new job, had a baby, or are going into retirement. Why wait for another tax surprise this year? Let Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group help you project your taxes for the year to save you the stress come tax time. 317-288-5260. Jody and his team will analyze your paychecks to see if you're withholding too much or too little and help make corrections to any W-4s. If you're the sole proprietor of a business, this is a great idea for you to prepare for your tax filing. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and their new location in Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. And don't wait. The sooner you act, the more prepared you can be for any hidden tax surprises. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, call my good friend Scott Veerkamp. Scott and his team have been helping people with their real estate needs since 1992, and he has sold literally thousands of homes for good families just like yours. For all your real estate needs, call Scott Veerkamp today at 317-979-4663. That's 979-HOME. I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. with 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com. Welcome back. By the way, Oz, during the break, asked me, she says, is your mic muted? Because I was reading the lyrics, the edited version of these lyrics, by the way, to her from one of the songs performed at Obama's, at least what I've read, there's a guy, a performer named Trap Beckham. Look, I literally have no idea. This could be a joke. Someone could go to elaborate extremes, and this could all be made up. I have found the song on YouTube. I have found the lyrics on Google, and I was reading them to Oz, and this is, for the folks who, oh my goodness, for the folks who think about this. You bring this guy in, Trap Beckham, to perform at your birthday. The song is Birthday B. That's the name of the song. I mean, it's just a word I'm not going to say on here. And the lyrics, I'm not even kidding you. I don't think there's a single line in this. I'm scrolling down as I'm looking at this that I would even want, that I could read. 1 time for the birthday B, 2 times for the birthday B, 3 times for the birthday B. F it up, it's your birthday B. Then they say that line, it looks like 4 times in a row. I know in here there's the Me Too movement would not be happy because of some things that this song is telling the listener to do. There's a talk about, I don't even want to get into it. The moral authority of the people. They think that they are just this great light, this great hope and morally decent. And we're just to follow their example. This is the former president of the United States. I can't get my head around this. And I so wish I could play this for you, but it just would not work because there's no way. It would just be beep, 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 beep. That's what the song would sound like to you. It is out of control. Anyway, as I was reading those lyrics, she was concerned that my microphone was on because, of course, I was reading them as dryly, in the most dry fashion as I could, which makes it even more entertaining when you just read those ridiculous lyrics as though you're Ben Stein or something. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about the Obama variant. Let's talk a little bit here about masks, since we're talking about COVID. And again, my apologies to YouTube and Facebook, who's not going to like what's about to play here, but I want them to know before they try to censor me, which, of course, I'm sure they will anyway. But just, hey, if you're a censor at YouTube, a censor at Facebook, and you're thinking of taking down my video, just this guy that's saying this was on Biden's transition team, and he's a doctor, which if you're a YouTube censor or a Facebook censor, a doctor is someone who does science, since that's how we've boiled this down in 21st century America. Are you pro-science or anti-science? Well, this guy's definitely pro-science. The science taught him to vote for Biden because he's on Biden's team. The science has done all sorts of things. It pays this guy's paycheck. It provides him a living because he's followed the science. I want you to listen to this. This is even on PBS. I mean, I should be as safe from being censored here as humanly possible. I'm going to PBS, government-funded television, to listen to a doctor who is a Biden team Biden guy. He's not in the administration, but he is. He was part of the transition team. He voted for Biden. So this guy is the poster child for being Mr. Science. I mean, he checks off all the boxes. And it's on PBS. So it's funded by taxpayer dollars and generous donors as well, PBS. But I should be safe from playing this. So YouTube and Facebook, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I've gone to a Biden source. I've gone to a public broadcasting system, a channel that's funded by the government to provide this soundbite. So if I get penalized for this, I don't know what else to say about it because all I'm doing is playing this. So here we go. This is what he has to say. Make sure I got this. There we go. Okay, this is what he has to say about masks. This is a minute or so.
I've had concerns, and it dates back to April of 2020, about the concept of masking. Needless to say, it is a political hot button beyond anything I've ever seen in public health. And yet at the same time, I think we've all done a disservice to the public. When you actually look at face cloth coverings, those cloth pieces that hang over your face, they actually only have very limited impact in reducing the amount of virus that you inhale in or exhale out. And in fact, in studies that have been done show that if an individual might get infected within 15 minutes in a room by time and concentration of the virus in the room, if you add a face cloth covering on, you only get about 5 more minutes of protection. And so I've been really, unfortunately, really disappointed in my colleagues in public health for not being more clear about what can masking do or not do. On the other hand, if you use the N95 respirators and you fit them tight to your face, you can actually spend 25 hours in that same room and still be protected.
But
so,
we're not gonna all be using N95, right? I mean, I got my mask here with the Saints logo on it. I mean, it seems that we can't just do that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of back and forth there, but that's the gist of it. The gist of it is, here's a Biden guy, a doctor, a guy that does science for a living. I love how we talk about this, by the way, science. Science teaches us. Science taught this doctor that masks don't work. He thinks that this has done a disservice to the American public, what masks can and cannot do. He's out there actually saying we need to all be wearing N95 respirators. And by the time this is all said and done, we're gonna look like a hazmat team out there walking around going to the grocery store. But this guy says cloth masks, they don't do anything really to stop a virus because the virus is smaller. It might help decrease the amount of virus you're subjected to in a given period of time, but if you're around someone who's infected, if you have a mask or don't have a mask, unless you stay a really short time around them, your likelihood of getting infected is pretty much equal at some point. So anyhow, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whoever wants to censor me for this stuff, I don't know how much more of a source I can provide for you. This is, again, a Biden guy who does science on PBS. This is like a match made in heaven. This should not get me in trouble. Quick time out. Listening to Conservative Not Better Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Ward's Apparel, Edwards Equipment, and Indiana Wooded Paradise Retreat by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525. or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Welcome back, my friends. By the way, program brought to you in part by Freegee and Freegee Auctions and Marketing. Freegee, TJ, a good friend of mine, back since high school days. They provide a wide variety of services, wide variety of auctions. So you can go attend one of their auctions online or in person. And yes, I said online. Not all their auctions are online, but some of them are online. You'd have to actually go to their website, Freegee Auctioneers with an S, and that's F-R-E-I-J-E, FreegeeAuctioneers.com, to see which ones you can actually bid on online. In fact, I think the next one may not. August, here in a couple weeks. Heavy equipment, farm machinery, cars, trucks, mowers, etc. That's the next auction. But you may also want to reach out if you need help auctioning. Maybe you're involved in managing an estate. Maybe you're doing some big move, kind of like what we're doing. We've already talked to TJ about this as well. So check them out. FreijeAuctioneers.com, FREIJE auctioneers with an S.com. So I mentioned that Fauci was on with Chuck Todd over the weekend. Chuck Todd was talking to Fauci about Sturgis in particular. Sturgis, the big bike rally in western South Dakota. Beautiful part of the country, by the way. So there's a big Sturgis rally. They estimate 700,000 people. Chuck Todd's worried about this. Fauci's worried about this. Of course, and Oz asked me, well, what about Lollapalooza? I wonder how Oz knew about Lollapalooza. Some of the stuff she knows about. Don't know how. I didn't know the Lollapalooza. I don't follow this stuff. I don't care. But that it was, I think, last week in the Chicago. Was it Chicago area? I think I did see that when she said it. But anyway, those things apparently don't matter. What matters are things like Sturgis. So listen to this exchange between Chuck Todd and Dr. Fauci about COVID, about super spreader events. And keep in mind, he didn't ask him about Lollapalooza. He didn't ask him to chime in on Obama's big birthday party bash, which again, I know the numbers are not the same, but look, Sturgis is outside. I don't know. Sturgis is outside. We're supposed, the number of people who are vaccinated, people who have had COVID-19. Again, studies consistently show that long-term immunity of some sort remains with the individual who's had it, which should not be surprising. It just should not be. This is the way the human body works. Anyway, all that stuff going on, it doesn't matter. They just want to talk about, I guess, idiot people that they think are, either conservative or Republican, these bikers, right? These guys aren't out there supporting the latest liberal cause. I can almost assure you of that, and at least in numbers. There's always exceptions, but anyway, they have a problem with these guys. Here you go.
In the plains, in the Great Plains, we have Sturgis, South Dakota. There's a gathering right now of some 700,000 people. Last year, it was a smaller turnout, and it was over about 150,000 people, and it led to a massive outbreak in the Dakotas, where they became number one and number two for essentially the rest of the calendar year of cases. What do you expect this rally to do to that part of the country?
Well, I'm very concerned, Chuck, that we're going to see another surge related to that rally. I mean, to me, it's understandable that people want to do the kinds of things they want to do. They want their freedom to do that. But there comes a time when you're dealing with a public health crisis that could involve you, your family, and everyone else, that something supersedes that need to do exactly what you want to do. I mean, you're going to ultimately be able to do that in the future, but let's get this pandemic under control before we start acting like nothing is going on. I mean, something bad is going on. I mean, we've got to realize that.
Something bad's going on, all right. We can all agree on that. Anytime that we have people running the show who want to micromanage our lives, certainly something bad is going on. When there's disregard for the Constitution, disregard for liberty. Did you hear that? It's certainly understandable that why people want to do the things they want to do. What in the world? And what's this talk about? We'll be able to get back to doing these things again. When? My goodness, if we follow the logic and the rationale here, I don't know that we're even remotely close to seeing the light at any end of the tunnel. I mean, this is beyond reasonable at some point. Now they're talking about cases. Why are they talking about cases? Because deaths have not gone up. Thankfully. They should be saying thankfully. We have had, if this is less lethal than it was originally, and of course there's all sorts of questions about data and who was getting counted for COVID death and all that stuff. But if even by the numbers now, however they've been counting those, if this is less lethal then they should be celebrating this. And at some point, if the mortality rate is super low, if the mortality rate is, dropped to flu-like levels or other things like that, comparable things like that, and there's a vaccine and there are treatments, what else are we supposed to do? Again, I go back. Remember, this all started. We were told back last year, 15 days to slow the spread. Here we are, what are we? I don't even know, 18 months into this? 15, 17, something like that. 15 to 18 months into this. And we were told 15 days. 15 days. You realize that? I mean, at some point, I asked this question. I'm not trying to lead anyone anywhere, but how long is the average person going to put up with some of this stuff? How long is this going? Are we going to allow people to, lead us down a path of fear? And I don't even mean to say that we shouldn't have any concern for this stuff. I'm just saying, how long are we going to allow our lives to be disrupted? You look at what's happened to the economy and to businesses, to mental health. There are a ton of other consequences for this. Massive amount of consequences. The amount of education, that didn't happen. Studies have been done that show that the average student will lose $60,000 of income over their life because of not being able to get these months of education, or it wasn't done as effectively. I'm not saying that's right, or I'm just telling you what the studies say. $60,000 over the lifetime of potential earning. That's what they've lost in modern dollars, so far as I understand how the study was done. But you think about the cost of this. And now there's a vaccine, and now there are treatments. What else? Look at the bazillions of dollars we've thrown at this thing. Now we've created supply chain disruptions to where, I could tell you stories of people that I've spoken with, people that want to come on this program and advertise that can't because they're so far behind because of supply problems. So it's directly affected even our ability to bring on new clients because of all the ramifications. This is a domino board that is massive, and the dominoes that have been tipped over, and it is a mess. It is a mess, and it has affected all sorts of areas of our lives. Not only that, it's also affected the labor market because of governments, what they did with unemployment and so forth. It is just one big, massive mess. And I'm not saying that public health isn't of concern and there shouldn't be things done at some point for some things, but my, oh my, at what cost and for how long? And why can't we make our own decisions? The fear-mongering is great, and it's powerful to some. Some people sit around and watch this every day. They watch the tickers. They think, oh, here we go. They think, that they can predict the next outbreak, the next variant. We went to the Indianapolis 500. That was a massive event. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people were there, but there were a lot. I'm sure there were people that predicted some variant that came from that, or that people were going to just drop over dead after attending and so forth. I don't know. The ability for people to just talk and think you're not allowed to even ask those questions or bring up those points. That's unfortunate. You're just supposed to be afraid and do whatever they tell you for as long as they tell you whatever the cost is. Doesn't matter. Just do it and shut up. That's what they want you to do. That's the only solution in the minds of people like Dr. Fauci, the media, and some of these politicians. I got to go run along this segment. Sit tight. Back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Gray Brothers Cafeteria, R&R Products, and Reformation by supporting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Remember how hot it was last summer? I was sweating our AC bills, so we replaced our system. We took advantage of Commercial Services' 72-month special financing. We have no interest after we pay in full within 72 months. No more embarrassing sweaty t-shirts. So if you want commercial-grade service for your home, give Commercial Service a call today.
Subject to credit approval. Call Commercial Service for details at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com.
Are you looking to purchase waterproof flooring for your home? Did you know it's as easy as typing rnrproducts.com/Todd in your search engine for a great deal on our core tech line? Since 1971, R&R Products has provided brand name products at an affordable price to the listening area. Call 317-745-5794 or go online to rnrproducts.com/Todd. R&R Products. We make your flooring experience easy and affordable.
Are you looking for reliable advice on real estate investing? Then you should start listening to the Homeboys. Clint and Scott have over 40 years of real estate investing experience that they use to educate and guide their listeners. Listen and learn from their experiences to maximize your real estate investment strategy. You can find the Homeboys podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or watch them on YouTube. That's the Homeboys podcast. They can show you how to get started and reach your real estate investment goals.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Has it been a while since your last eye checkup? Has your eyesight changed? At Best Insight Eye Care, they keep an eye on your vision. Their doctors use the most advanced technology and eye care products available. At Best Insight, you will find professionals who genuinely care about you and are dedicated to providing exceptional service. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase. Schedule your appointment at the Southeast Side, Indianapolis, or New Palestine locations by visiting bestinsighteyecare.com or calling 317-782-4000 to get the best insight.
Quality glass windows and doors add value to your home or commercial space. At White's Innovative Glass, our family-owned and operated company will work with you to ensure we understand your vision before we begin. And if you don't have a vision, we can help with that too. We proudly stand behind our work and look forward to your call. Right now, we're offering 15% off your next project. Visit our website at whitesinnovativeglass.com/Todd.
Unhappy with your CPAP machine? Now you have an alternative. The docs at Indy Dental Sleep have an oral appliance that treats snoring and sleep apnea. They begin with an in-home sleep test that is diagnosed by a sleep physician before prescribing your appliance. And it's covered by most medical insurance plans. It's preferred 20-1 versus CPAP. Call 317-888-4036 and start getting the sleep you need. Or visit IndyDentalSleep.com. Back, my friends, just waning moments here of the program. I did want to get to this. There's a couple of other things I didn't have time to get to, but headline here, justthenews.com. More than 1 million people entered the U.S. illegally in the first 6 months of 2021. From January through July, the number totaled more than 1.1 million, enough to create the 10th largest U.S. city. I mean, here we are in we broadcast here. The home base is Indianapolis. We broadcast, here. The city of Indianapolis is roughly in that vicinity. So think about that. The number of people who illegally have entered into this country the first 6 months, the number of people is 1.1 million people. I mean, it is absolutely crazy to think about. 10th largest U.S. city. Unfathomable. Got to take a break. Back in just a minute.
Enrollment in Todd's conservative, not bitter university is now open. For a limited time, save $10 on Todd's first course, A Christian's Guide to Being a Patriot. For more information or to enroll, visit conservativenotbitter.com. Sponsored in part by Workforce Chaplains. Could your business or organization benefit from the services of a professional team of chaplains? Meet the needs of your employees and foster an excellent work environment with Workforce Chaplains. For more information, visit workforcechaplains.com today.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place and time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Let's face it, moving is stressful. That's why Jones Movers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, is here to help. Our team is ready to help and respond quickly to your questions. We can handle local and out-of-state moves, which means we can move your items to wherever your pin drops on the map. We also offer self-storage units for furniture and items you need a place for. Go to jonesmovers.com to get things moving today, or visit our Facebook page, Jones Movers.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and
electrical done right. Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? There is a cure. With the Pro-Life Health Plan, your savings could be as much as 60%. The Pro-Life Health Plan allows you to enjoy the freedom of choosing any doctor, any hospital, anywhere. And their enrollment is open year-round. Just give Eric a call at 888-448-5370 or visit them online at isellhealth.com. Better coverage at a better cost.
Weddings, reunions, business, church, or family retreats. Indiana Paradise Retreat is a hidden gem located right here in central Indiana. With over 11,000 square feet, a theater, gym, sauna, hot tub, pool, stocked lakes, and even an on-site event hangar, we have just the place for your next event. Find us on Airbnb, VRBO, or just search for Indiana Paradise Retreat. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Welcome back. Again, it's just remarkable to think about. Remarkable to think about, again, the mess, the unmitigated disaster that we find ourselves in here. Just, 8 months in to a Biden's term? 7, I guess probably technically 7. Gee whiz, we're, 1/8 of the way through his first term? Gee whiz, what a terrifying thing to think about. And this is, by the way, why there is panic in the Democrat Party. They know that they've gone, 6-7 months now with nothing but bad news. Anyone that pays attention to what's going on instead of what they're told, right, that the narrative they're told, can see that there's massive problems here. And so the Democrats want to change the tune of what the election will be about, the midterms will be about, very quickly. But I've got to go. STG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
stop by the Canby Smoke Shop. Our new store location at 8411 Windfall Lane in Canby has a wide selection of tobacco, hookahs, glass, vape, and vape juice. If you mention Todd's name, we'll give you 10% off on your first purchase. Until the end of August, we have a special on disposable vapes that is buy one, get one free. We look forward to serving you. That's the Canby Smoke Shop. Great pricing, great selection.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.